Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting of the Rutherford County Benefits and Insurance Committee to order. The first item we have on the agenda today is approval of the August 26 minutes.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, the next item we have is the financials, and we'll get Ms. Stinson to go over those for us, please.
Good afternoon. Before you have the 264 fund performance for both the month of August and September. If you refer to this document, the per employee per month for medical and dental for August reflects $765.18 compared to $820.25 for the same period during the prior year. For September, we ended at $584.80 compared to $302.03 for the prior year. The average per employee per month through September is $648.84 compared to $686.70 for prior year. There's a correction to the previous statement. The per employee per month for medical and dental for September is $584.80 compared to, I have a typo on my document, $602.03 is reflected appropriately in your document for the same period during the prior year. When you combine the plan performance with the Care Here results through August, the total per employee per month plan cost was at $783.17 compared to $867.16 for prior year. For September, the per employee per month plan cost was $615.96 compared to $631.94 for prior year. Through September, year-to-date averages for this fiscal year were $673.14 compared to the year-end average of $718.92 for prior year. Currently, we're experiencing 6.4% below the prior year. As I've reported in the August meeting, September is the first month which we actually include the Board of Education's premium amount, so we do expect to see trending begin to increase as we have seen in years past as we begin to accumulate those premiums month over month for the next 9 months. Are there any questions related to the financials?
None on that. The next item is going to be our OJI stats, and I believe we'll call on Mr. Dan Good to come give us a report. Please, sir.
I'd like to report on 2 months, August and September. In August, we had a total of 21 injuries, and you'll see the breakout is listed there. For the year-to-date in August, we had 133 claims for the year. Total recordables at that time was 89. There were 30 restricted days, 24 lost days, and 35 for all others. Next page gives you a depiction of where we stood for the year at the end of August. For the all those injuries, the 21, we had a total incurred dollars of $20,950. Of that, the breakdown went to County General had 12 claims with total dollars of $11,400, and the Board of Education had 9 claims for $9,550 for the month of August. Your next sheet you have there will be for the month of September. We had 19 claims in September. That brought the total for the year-to-date to 153. Total recordables for the year at that time, end of September, was 101. 36 had restricted days, 26 with lost claim days, and 39 for all others. Next page, you can see we are down for the year, again in the month of September. With those 19 claims, we had a total incurred dollars for the month of September of $18,800. The Board of Education had 16 of the claims for a total of $16,600 incurred. And the County General had 3 claims for a total of $2,200. Comparing workers' comp and the on-the-job injury program, the next sheet you have has a comparison of that. At the present time, we have 23 claims remaining open for the workers' comp, And of those 23 claims, there's $897,953 outstanding in reserves. Of those 23 claims, 11 of them are open for medical only. 4 individuals are still treating, and 8 have reached MMI, maximum medical improvement, but they're not closed at this time yet. For the on-the-job injury program, that's starting September 1st, 2009 to the present, we have a total of 63 claims open. Now, some of those claims have just not matured enough to be able to close yet, because some of them are even last month. And the outstanding reserves for those 63 claims total $78,523.58. Are there any questions?
All right, and we'll call on Mr. Dan also to go over our wellness program. Ms. Kelly can't be with us today.
On the wellness program, some of the things that we've had going on the first part of the year that finished up in the last couple of months, the Walk for We was from April the 7th to September the 7th. The individuals that won that were awarded their We's during the recent Employee Appreciation Day. We've also had a financial wellness seminar taught by Ted Beatty on August 17th and Lunch and Learn on August 16th about taking sleeping seriously. So we had those topics covered. We've also had Care Here give an exercise program on training for Heart Walk, and also an 8-week weight management class is in the process of going on from September the 21st to November the 2nd. Upcoming for wellness, Care Here is putting on a number of webinars, and this will be accessible online. Strategies for Healthy Holidays is going to be conducted the November 8th and November 16th. Strategy for Changes will be November the 11th and December the 9th. Pregnancy, first, second, and third trimesters will be presented on November the 15th. And menopause and hormone replacement therapy will be presented on November the 22nd. For times, individuals should go to the HR intranet and get that, or call Ms. Kelly in the HR office, and she'll be glad to help anybody make sure that they know about the times of their presentations. Also, some other upcoming things going on. The county has a new renaming program in the process of going on for renaming the wellness program. The deadline for that is November the 1st, and as a contest, it will award a vacation certificate for somebody to take a vacation on that. Also, we have a couponing workshop that'll be conducted at the Board of Education on November the 4th. Another exercise program, Heart Walk at MTSU at the Grove. That's going to be November the 7th. And again, the Care Here class coming up, Strategies for Healthy Holidays, planning in the Planning Mezzanine on November the 9th, and final on-site clinic for the HRA will be conducted at the Board of Ed on November the 10th from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Board of Education to get the last HRA in for the year clinic.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dan. Has anybody got any questions or comments on the OJI or the wellness?
I have one comment I'd like to add. On the couponing class, we are currently at maximum capacity. We have over 140 employees already registered for that event, so we have closed registration for that. We're very pleased at the participation level that we are seeing. We look forward to that event.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. We'll call on Ms. Stinson to go over the subcommittee review of our GASB recommendation.
Following our August insurance meeting, it was requested that a subcommittee meet to review a proposal made by Mr. Sandvig. During our meeting, a motion was made for the subcommittee to review providing an offering of 100% of premium paid by the employee as an alternative for those not wanting to adhere to the new retirement guidelines effective January the 1st, 2011. During the insurance meeting, Mr. Sandvig indicated that it was not his intent to provide a greater benefit to the Board of Education employees by this motion. When the subcommittee met on August the 30th, 2010, It was indicated that the premium level be reduced by the money paid to the state on behalf of the Board of Ed retired employees who are over the age of 65. This money is a Medicare supplement state support for local educational associations. As an example, if a Medicare-eligible employee with 25 years of service retires prior to meeting the retirement guidelines, and the premium amount at 100% is determined to be X amount, this amount would be reduced for the Board of Ed employee by $37.50. County general employees would not have this benefit and would be required to pay the amount entirely. This was one of the reasons why it was decided in the end not to move forward with the review. There was much concern about the proposal of different amounts being paid by employees when the county had worked so hard to prevent premium differences among the different employee classifications. After the subcommittee was unable to agree to the difference in premium payments being made directly by the employees, it was determined that the expenses the county would incur during this review would be unjustified, since the REA was in the process of reviewing the county plan to the state plan. It would be in the better interest of the county to wait until this review had been completed before incurring additional expenses related to GASB 45. Incurring these additional expenses, given the amount of time and effort that has been made toward GASB to ensure that it was written in a fair and equitable manner for all employees of Rutherford County and not a particular employee population. Lastly, the proposal of having premium rates for county employees, non-Medicare age Board of Ed employees, and Medicare age Board of Ed employees creates an administrative burden on the insurance department, as this would be a manual process for us. Concerns about this were discussed during the subcommittee meeting. A motion was made to the effect of postponing the review until the REA has completed the review of both the state and the county plans. A second was made on the motion, with one member voting against the motion and one member abstaining. Is there any questions or comments pertaining to the subcommittee review?
Okay, thank you. And the next item is the recommendation for on-site clinics to go out for bid, and I believe Ms. Stinson will cover that for us, please.
Traditionally, all of our requests for proposals have occurred on a 3-year basis. Beginning in 2011, we will be in a 3rd-year cycle for our on-site clinics. So it's the recommendation at this point that we do put our on-site clinics out for bid in calendar year 2011 with an effective date of contract for 9/1/2011. This would be consistent with prior practices. Going forward with this process, as we have done with the prior clinics, we would put out an RFP sometime in February, and we would make final decisions prior to the end of May regarding the RFP process.
And I believe we will need a motion to let Ms. Stinson put this out for bid. So do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. McKnight and a second by Mr. Hall. All right. All those in favor of putting this out for bid, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Hearing none, the motion passes. Thank you. And an update on our open enrollment, please, ma'am.
This is more of a announcement. Tomorrow is the last day for open enrollment. As of 12 o'clock noon, we had slightly over 1,600 employees who have yet to do their open enrollment process. In an effort to assist these employees, tomorrow only we will be revising our hours of operation, and we will open at 7 a.m. in the morning. Open enrollment ends precisely at noon. At that point, the system will be unavailable for any further open enrollment. So we encourage anyone who has questions or who needs assistance to contact our office today or tomorrow and complete the process prior to noon.
All right. Thank you. Is there any other business? Beg your pardon? Yes, Mr. Gammon.
I'd like to ask, is there any way that we had spoke about this in one of our committees, some type of grace period, the insurance companies do it, we'd spoke about that on enrollment, but also whenever somebody comes in from another, say, school or department, and there are things that happens that causes them not to get in, even though there's been tons of information go out. Just wonder if it's not some type of grace period, 10 days, 15 days, we get people unannounced. It's not anything y'all have to do, it's just they all of a sudden remember on the 30th, and they come in Monday and contact the insurance.
Mr. Gammon's question is particular to a review that we did of an employee who went outside of their 30 days as a new hire and went through the appeals process, and that was where we had that conversation. We have not made any decisions or done an adequate review in order to incorporate that into this year's open enrollment period. We have provided 8 dates where we were available. We had a great turnout at the Saturday meeting for Employee Appreciation Day. We're adjusting our hours. We're trying to be as available as possible. I know we've spent a couple of days out at the Sheriff's Office and other places where we've been requested. It's certainly to take it under advisement, but I don't foresee that we would incorporate it in this open enrollment period since we've already kind of put the plans in place.
Well, y'all have done an outstanding job, I will say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But we would need to make a note that, and correct me if I'm wrong, nobody will lose their insurance. If you don't select either option 1 or option 3, you will automatically go to 2. So it's not like, am I correct?
You're correct.
It's not like they get kicked out because they didn't go in and say yes or no. It just is that they may get moved one way or the other, and possibly they don't move at all if they already have the option 2 on that.
Later on, could we possibly come back and address, new hires coming in that might be in that situation possibly
We can.
at some point?
We'll look into it and see if there's a better way that we can communicate with them to make sure that, to some extent, we're a little bit hindered in the insurance department because it's dependent upon on a different area outside of insurance, and if they don't come to the open or the new hire training to have the information that they have the 30 days. I know that it's given to them, but I think that you're looking for us to reach out to those folks more so that we can give them ample opportunity, and we'll certainly consider it.
Okay. And Ms. Stevenson?
I just want to clarify one thing. We just had the dependent audit. So if somebody did not complete their dependent audit and they didn't go in and do open enrollment, their dependents are not eligible for insurance benefits, correct?
That is correct. What would roll over for 2011 would be their benefits as they stand at the conclusion of 2010.
Yes, Mr. McKnight.
I only had one question until you made your comment. On the dependents that are going to be out, they'll get a HIPAA letter, correct? Letter of prior credible coverage, and so they'll know that they're out by receiving that notice, correct?
Yes, we are giving them actual notice from the dependent audit process indicating that they have been removed from benefits as an ineligible individual.
Okay. The second question, or the first comment I made, I'll have to. It just left me. I'll signal for attention here in a moment when it comes.
Yes, Mr. Sanvey.
What will happen on life insurance if an employee does not go through the open enrollment process?
Currently, the county provides $30,000 in basic life, and that amount will move to $35,000 for all county employees beginning January 1st, 2011. If they carry a supplemental insurance plan, it will continue as the year end closes out with their elections as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your graciousness there. Of the 1,600 that haven't responded, it's possible that they're just saying, well, I like option 2, right? That's the default, and they're just going to let it roll over automatically. It's not that we've got 1,600 people that have waited to the last 24 hours without some type of anticipation, right?
You would presume that some people are defaulting.
Right.
And just going to keep their benefits the way that they are. But we encourage everyone to go in and actually look because there's different offerings for the life insurance as an example this year.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Ms. Grace.
For employees that have added dependents this year, will the insurance company request the documentation necessary to prove their...
Yes. When you go into the open enrollment system, there are notices included there in different locations that indicates to them that for anyone who has a dependent, a new hire after June the 1st of 2010 has to show verification of dependent status, and then any dependents that were added to existing employees June the 1st, 2010 and after have to verify that as well.
Do they send out letters requesting?
The notice is given there on the open enrollment page.
So what do they need to do?
They would have to provide the documentation listed. As an example, a federal tax return for the prior year that shows all the dependents listed. They can block out their financial information, but we would need the first and last page. It's the same guidelines that were in place for the dependent audit
And where would they turn that in?
to the insurance department.
Thank you.
Ms. Stevenson?
Just a clarification. If they went through the dependent audit and they supplied that information to the dependent audit, they need to again supply it again?
No. I said if they are a new dependent after June the 1st, or if they were a new hire, because they were a new hire or the dependent was added after June the 1st. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, I'll declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you.